You smell that? What? No, I'm not being gross, you goof. I'm talking about the air tonight. The seasons are changing. Everything is budding and sprouting, and summer is right around the corner. It's my favorite time of the year. Hey, look, don't get me wrong. I'm all about sweater weather and getting cozy with you on a cold night. But, damn, I do like the sunshine. The wind in my hair makes me miss traveling a bit. Oh, well, yeah, a few years ago, before I moved back, I was looking for something. Maybe. Or maybe I thought I'd found something. I don't know. It was a weird time. I was young and dumb. I thought I was so smart. I had it all figured out and the world was my oyster. Yeah. I had to learn a lot of lessons the hard way. And when I found out about my folks, well, found out that I needed to come back and take care of the shop. I questioned everything. Every decision I'd made. All my priorities. Back then, I was reckless. And just not the kind of person I'd say I was proud of. The universe had to check my ass. Set me straight. And I had to realize that you can't take things in life for granted. Yeah, even though it's sad, not getting to say goodbye. My relationship with my parents will always be unresolved. If I hadn't come back and spent the time to get my mind and my heart right, I never would have met you. And God, if you'd have met me before I was on this path, before I was at least a little bit less of an asshole, shit. I mean, you're crazy enough to fall in love with me anyway, but you don't need all that in your life. The way things used to be, nah. I never would have wanted that for you. Now see, you say that. You think I was just, I don't know, what? A little more rude? Antisocial? Maybe I spray painted some public property. Listen. I want to be honest with you. But I hope you understand that if I had my way, if I had my way, you'd only have that idealistic picture of me in your pretty little head. And it's not because I don't trust you. Never that. I trust you. And I know I'm safe with you. I know I could tell you anything. It's because I'm ashamed. Because the man I used to be, I'm so much better than that now. I'm a totally different person. And I like being this version of me. If I could, I'd never have to even think about who I used to be. So look. The man I became is honestly that much better than the man I was. So if you ever truly want to know who I used to be, I'll tell you, and I won't hold nothing back. But my heart feels a lot lighter knowing that I buried that version of myself, and that my days now are a lot happier. There's so much more hope in my life. I love working at my shop, even if I gotta keep that side hustle going, to keep the bills paid. I feel like I'm undoing all the wrong I did. And to top it off, there's you. And I can't get enough of you. Oh, the shop? Well, yeah, one day I'd like it to just be a candy shop. But frankly, this town, it's not exactly rocking that much of a population. And selling general goods, it kind of helps me keep in business. But maybe one day I'll have a proper candy shop in the city. For now, it's kind of like I'm in limbo. Maybe I'm paying off all the debt I built up. Something deep about the sins of my past or something like that. I don't know. Honestly, it's just nice to work on myself. So that's what I'm doing. Of course, I don't mind doing a little work on you, too. Hey, you want to hit the tavern and grab a drink? Hey, I tell you what. I forgot something back at the shop. I gotta go grab that. Oh, no. Go ahead. I'll catch up. Save me a seat, will you? I won't be long, I promise. Oh, no. Nothing to worry about, babe. I'll be back in a flash. Bye. Oh, pardon my manners. Was this seat taken? No. Huh. Well, I guess it's my lucky night then. So, what you drinking? Water? Well damn. Maybe I'm not so lucky after all. Hey, barkeep. 2 screwdrivers. Oh, don't worry, they're for me. Unless you want one, in which case, that is highly presumptuous of you. Do I look like the kind of guy who would just buy a drink for any old stranger on a whim? Actually, you know what? Don't answer that. I've been told I've got a fragile ego, and I don't want to kick off my homecoming with a broken heart. That's right. I used to live here. It's been a long time. Hey, old man. Drinks. Please. All these years, no phone calls, no visits, and you can't even get your boy a drink? Come on, Pops. Don't be like that. Really. Don't. There we go. I tell you. You'd think a quaint place like this would be known for its hospitality, but yikes. What kind of reviews does this joint get on Yelp? Sorry about that. Don't let the grumpy geezer behind the bar fool you. That's my loving, dear old dad. He's just a little spineless. That's why Ma left him for a real man. Hey, her and Steve are doing great, by the way, Pops. Shit. See, I've got to work on my social graces. Here, let me try again. Hello, darling. I'm Seth, the proud son of this town. And I don't recognize you. You're nobody's kid. I don't recall any of the other families around here having quite the cutie in their family tree. You're new here? Oh, okay. You've been here for a while then. Well, a belated welcome to you. Some new blood around here is exactly what we need. Though, I must imagine it gets real boring around here. There's not a lot of folks in our age demographic. Most people with any sense, they moved away. And if they did come back, well, there's really only one reason to come back. Tell me, do you know what that reason is? No? Oh, not even a guess? No, that's alright. I'm not one for games either. You see, the reason someone would come back to this backwoods shithole is because they were running from something. Yeah. So, I need to ask you. Do you know anyone around here who might be running from something? No? Not ringing any bells? You're certain about that? Because, well, look, this isn't really any of my business, but I'm going to make it my business. You were saving this seat for someone, weren't you? Oh, are you sure? You can tell me. I promise I... Oh, that's a real cute picture of you two. Are you, gonna answer that? You probably should. You really should. He's scared, you see, and feeling really guilty that he left you high and dry. If you don't answer, he's going to think I did something stupid. I tell you what, let me answer it, okay? Okay. Hello, Alphonse. Did you miss me? Relax. I'm just getting to know this sweet little thing of yours. You know, hanging someone out to dry who you supposedly love, that is real low. So, you get your ass down here and have a drink with us, and we won't have any problems. All I want is a conversation. You owe me that much, don't you think? Yeah, I thought so too. See you soon. I feel like I'm apologizing a lot tonight, but trust me when I say scaring the shit out of you isn't exactly something I take any joy in. This isn't about you. This is about me and Al. Hate him? Oh, honey. Oh, I don't hate him. I probably should, but no. No. I love that stupid asshole. What? What's that look for? Oh, you want to know what your little pastel fever dream of a boyfriend had to say? Hey, look, I tell you what. Next time, I'll put it on speakerphone and you'll get to hear everything. No secrets. Doesn't that sound nice? That's probably just wishful thinking. See, something you'll learn about me is I'm nothing if not honest to a fault. Usually. You see, Mama always said, there ain't no sense in lying. The truth will always find you. Always. Yo, Seth. Let's talk outside. What? Come on. I ordered you a screwdriver and everything. Pull up a chair. Let's catch up. We have so much to talk about. The way I see it, all I got to say is that you should get the hell away from them. What kind of stunt is that, answering their phone? You think you're intimidating, Short Stack? I stopped being scared of you a long time ago. And they ain't scared of you either, see? You're lucky you didn't get your eyes gouged out, your knees kicked in, your skull cracked. What? Who? My new friend here? No. We're pals, bosom buddies. I've already introduced them to my old man. I mean, we're practically an item. Keep it up and we're gonna have a problem. Seth, this doesn't involve them. Doesn't it though, my little bubblegum prince? They're a home wrecker. A whole ass Jolene. Hey, shut up. I get locked up, do a little bit of time, and you forget all about me? Forget all about the good old days? Back when you were such a good boy for me. I said shut up! You, me, outside, now. There we go. I was wondering if you lost that loud mouth of yours. You know, I always was a fan. Alright, fine. Lead the way. You were always so cute when you got angry. The way your nose crinkles up when you're ready to fight. Shame your bark is so much bigger than your bite. Would you just shut up? Just shut the fuck up. Since when are you the talkative one, huh? And why are you even here? Why now? Jesus, are you really gonna be that cold? You owe me, Al. I don't owe you a goddamn thing. I told you that it was over. I told you that I was leaving. And just because it wasn't what you wanted to hear doesn't mean it wasn't over. You don't have to agree with it or want it or whatever. I'm not just some pet that you could keep around until you were bored with me. And then, when I needed to come home, you wouldn't let me. Because you spent your whole life letting other people dictate what you did, where you'd go, and how you'd act. I saved you from that. Would you listen to yourself? How are you any different from everyone else? Running away with you was fun. I don't deny that. But what we became was just bad, Seth. I never wanted to be a scam artist, a thief, a scumbag like that. Like me. Go on, you can say it. Just like the holier-than-thou folks you left behind, huh? You think coming back here to run your stupid shop is gonna absolve you of all that sin. Don't. Don't you fucking dare talk about them like that. After what they did for you, you don't have the right. You think you're gonna wash your hands of your past just because you came back to this dump and lived a boring, quiet life? Pathetic. Maybe you're right. Maybe that is pathetic. Almost as pathetic as crawling back to this dump to beg for your old flame back. The truth is, I was the best damn thing that ever happened to you. And without me, you're just a lonely, sad kid from nowhere who became nothing but a thug. I was the same way. But we were bad for each other, Seth. You were my crutch, and I was yours. The difference is, I figured that out, while you, I don't know what you've been doing. You don't know? You don't know what I've been doing. I've been doing time, Al. Paying for those sins of yours you think can just roll right off of your shoulders. But I was on my best behavior, and let's be honest, who can resist my charm? If you don't want me, that's fine. You know what happened that night, and you know who should have taken the fall for that. I didn't ask you to do that, Seth. You can't put that on me now. What happened that night was fucked up, and I regret that it ever happened. But I didn't ever ask you to pay that price for me. And I never asked you to save me. Look, I figured I'd try my luck, but clearly you're not interested. And hey, I can't blame you. That little side piece of yours you picked up, they're pretty fine. I just needed to see if it was really over. Oh, and one other thing. Where'd you toss Betty? She might be a little rusty at this point, but I need her back. So I'm gonna go find her. I didn't toss her. I'll get it to you tomorrow. Tomorrow? I'm trying to hit the road. Clearly there's nothing left for me here. Then I guess you better pitch a tent, huh? Didn't look like your pops was too happy about you being back. But if you come this far, it won't kill you to wait one more night. Fine. Wouldn't be the first time I went bareback in the woods. I'll see you bright and early, Bubblegum. And you, Jolene, you better keep an eye on this one. You'll think you know him, and then he'll just leave you with a sweet tooth. But hey, if he does, come find me, and we can do a little commiserating, huh? Good night, lovebirds. Well, that was pretty messy, huh? Are you alright? He didn't, do anything to you, did he? Just ran his mouth, huh? Yeah, I guess he picked that up from me. Come on, let's head to my place. I'll try my best to explain. So, I told you before that asshole showed up. Sharing my past with you was fine. I trust you. I'm not proud of who I was. Why didn't I tell you about him? Well, first off, you never asked about my exes. And I didn't bring him up because, is there anything less sexy than getting an earful about somebody who used to take his special someone to Pound Town? Are you blushing? I'm teasing. Relax. Shit. I'm the one who needs to relax. Anytime I hear a motorcycle in the distance, I think it's him. And I never know what to expect with him. We haven't talked in a few years, and the way things were when I left, I wasn't sure if he was showing up to throw hands or what. I ran off because I thought he'd be going to my place. And if there was going to be a scuffle, then I didn't want you to see that. Because, frankly, I'm not much of a fighter. And I really didn't expect him to just waltz right into his dad's tavern. They don't exactly have a great relationship. Seth wouldn't give a shit, though. Not if it meant clowning on me by fucking with you. What? Hey, why are you stopping? Shaking? Oh, my hand. I'm okay, seriously. See, I can't even lie to you about something like that. So you don't gotta worry about whether or not I'm being honest. Yeah, I'm shook up. When Seth was locked up, and me leaving the city behind, this place felt so far away from all that. And when you showed up, it didn't just feel remote, it felt safe. It felt like all the cracks was sealed, and I started to fix whatever brokenness was in me. Living in a world where me and Seth never were, it was nice. And part of me hates to say that, because he wasn't always like this. He wasn't this guy. He wasn't always so cold. He used to care about people. I think we grew up together. We have a whole lot of history. And the sad thing is, the majority of it, it was perfectly fine. We were pals. And then we were a little more than pals. But when his folks split and his ma left, he was just so angry. He wouldn't admit it. He wouldn't address it. He just got so bitter. Come on, let's walk. We're almost home. Seth was always a mama's boy, and she was a wild one. I don't know how she ended up with his dad, because she's a firecracker, and he's just kind of a mean old drunk. A mean old drunk who saw so much of her in Seth. Whatever happened between Seth and his dad, I don't know. He wouldn't talk about it. But my family basically adopted him. He was over all the time. I think he stayed with us more than he stayed at home. And it was okay for a while. And I mean, those days were great. That summer, I fell in love for the first time. So did Seth. But that's when people started looking at us funny. Not just us. They started looking at my folks funny. Like we took Seth in, and then within a few months they see us being closer than we were, and they started assuming. I mean, they were assuming right, but my folks didn't have nothing to do with that. Even then. Even with the people around here murmuring, acting like we were some aliens who abducted Seth and gave him a case of the gay. Ugh. My mom and dad took care of him. But I guess having a bitter loser of a dad spreading his bullshit at the bar to anybody who'd have a drink and hear him whine about it, it started to really have an effect on my parents, on the business. Also, having two horny idiots under the same roof is a recipe for things to get awkward. And we weren't exactly subtle. So, Seth had to go home. Then it wasn't long before he comes to me one night and says he's running away. He wanted me to go with him, but I couldn't. Part of me wonders if I had been there to keep him above water, he wouldn't have turned out like he did. Maybe we could have got an honest job. He could have gone to community college and learned a trade skill or something. We could have flipped burgers, delivered newspapers. We could have done anything. But I was too scared to follow him. And he did what he had to do to survive on his own. I guess he tried to stay with his ma first. And she just, she's a free spirit. He linked up with one of her boyfriends who had some ties to, groups in the city. And then he started working for them. Even when this guy left his ma, Seth stuck with him. He must have felt accepted. Wanted. I mean, his ma left him. His dad didn't want him. And I let him go. So fitting in somewhere, feeling useful and needed, It's no fucking surprise he went with that son of a bitch. Yeah. Yeah, I know the guy. 2 years felt like an eternity after that. I felt so alone, like an outsider in my own hometown. I was isolated and constantly wondering if I should have left with him. And then. And then I heard that damn motorcycle approaching. And he rode in like a knight in shining armor, on a steel horse, looking like a whole ass meal. He said he came to rescue me. He said it like he knew. Like he knew how bad I wanted to get away from here. Like he knew how bad I missed him. He wasn't the same person, but I didn't know that. And I don't really think I'd have given a damn if I did. I loved him so much. I don't know if he came back hoping to find the parts of himself he'd lost, or if he wanted me to lose myself along with him. But that's what happened in the end. Yeah. Yeah, I'm okay. So now he's here and he wants Betty. And I bet he's just reveling in the fact that you most definitely want to know who or what Betty is. You wanted honesty, right? Well, you're gonna get it. Back here, in the apartment. We were just grunts for the real criminals, you see. We did the dirty work. We'd shake people down, handle gambling debts, and hustle. Petty crime, usually, but Seth was always willing to go a step farther. It's funny how, when you excuse one little step, next thing you know, you've reasoned and accepted that you're so far out of your comfort zone that you don't even recognize who you become. That was me. But he'd always know exactly what to say to get me to stay. He was the muscle, but he's got a silver tongue. And when he wants to use it, he uses it. And then my parents. Yeah. So, I had to come home, and Seth was so angry and upset. He wasn't even making any sense. So I ran away. Again. But I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot, and I came back. I came back to him one more time. The shitty apartment we stayed in, it had its door kicked in. And I saw the boss on top of him. That ex-boyfriend of his ma's. He was on top of Seth, just beating the shit out of him. I mean, bad. I'll never forget Seth lying there, just taking it. He didn't have a mark on his hands. Like, he wasn't trying to block. He didn't fight back. Nothing. And I'll never forget, he looked at me with these eyes. They were almost swollen shut and bloody. He just looked like he was waiting to die. I ain't much of a fighter, you see. Seth would always get me out of trouble. He'd always handle it, and he'd always be so strong. I never seen him lose a fight. Even though we'd become terrible, toxic, broken. He was my hero. And there he was, just giving up. I couldn't see that. I couldn't let that happen. So I grabbed Betty. Betty is this knife his ma gave him when she left. This knife right here that we used to carve our initials into trees with. This knife that Seth never left home without. She was laying there on the table next to Seth's wallet. God, I remember it so clearly, like a movie. I remember the way his fist sounded on Seth's face. Sick thuds, just again and again. And that big son of a bitch didn't see me. He didn't hear me. He had no idea I walked in. And I fucked him up real bad. I was so angry. I was so angry at myself, angry at Seth, angry at the whole situation. And I let it all out. I hated this man. I hated what he did to Seth. I hated the power he held over him, over us. I hated the things I did for him. And if he didn't die, I sure as fuck wish he did. And when I was done, my mind just went blank. So I ran. I ran as fast as I could, Betty in my hand like an idiot. I wasn't thinking. I just knew I had to go home. There wasn't a damn thing here for me, but I wanted that. I wanted the emptiness. It's what I deserved. And so I ran until my feet were blistered and my shoes were all screwed up. I really didn't want you to know about any of this. I could have gone my whole life without telling you what I've done and what I've seen. And I thought Seth would have the sense to just stay gone. I know this is a whole lot to take in. I'm sorry. And if this changes the way you see me, I get it. I really do. It took me a whole lot of time for me to see myself in a different light. I'll be okay. It's probably best if you go for tonight. Yeah, I'm sure. Everything's gonna be fine. Thank you for not running away and for listening. Tomorrow, this will all be over and we can have some of those great cinnamon rolls you were gonna make. I'm okay. Seriously. Good night. Be sure to lock up behind you. Seth, what are you doing? Well, well, well. Like a moth to a flame. You just couldn't resist. Wait, what? Jolene? What the hell are you doing here? Curious. Come on now, you know what they say about curiosity in cats. Though you're more like a coyote or a vulture, picking the bones clean of whatever roadkill you can find. Isn't that right? Oh, don't patronize me. I can see that look in your eyes. You know, you and him aren't so different. He used to look at me the same damn way. Like he could fix me. Like he pitied me. And you've got the balls to come up here. Here. to this place. And what? Act like you understand me? Understand what I went through? Oh, I'm sure Al makes it sound so damn sad. Like I'm a victim of circumstance. Like I didn't even have a say in the matter, right? A product of my environment. Fuck that. I made my choices, and even if they weren't right, even if they weren't good, they were my choices. If you really want to understand me, if you want to relate, then relate to this. My whole life, I never had a say in a goddamn thing. I was always stuck with whatever decisions everyone else made. It was always poor, sweet Seth, getting stuck with the repercussions of everyone else's actions. I couldn't choose to go with my ma, which I would have happily done. I couldn't choose to be with Al, because us being together made everyone so damn uncomfortable. Every time I came to a crossroads, my decision got made for me. How much can one person take? How long can your voice be silent before you start to scream? Before you burn everything down just to prove that you're alive? You want to relate? Relate to that. Why do you want to hear my story so bad? Didn't he tell you everything? I bet he spilled his guts the moment I left. If he's actually found some peace, I bet he was real scared at the thought of losing you. Gah. You know, you're cute. Honestly, I get it. But you're a little dumb. You walked right into the lion's den. If I wanted to hurt Al, if I wanted him to feel how I feel right now, I could. But no. No. Tell me something. Do you believe in magic? Somebody told me, on nights like this, out here with the moon shining down on us, that I could cast a spell. But I ain't no damn wizard. So maybe it was a curse. This little spot, right here, right there. Whatever I did, it made Alphonse abandon any goddamn sense that he had. He was the clever one, but he also had morals and shit. I did too, when I was younger. I was shy, quiet. Alphonse was so loud and stupid. So fucking cute. I'd watch him in awe as he just existed. How could he be so bold? How did he know how to disarm people with that shit-eating grin of his? He could just make everyone in the room laugh without even trying. I think he reminded me of my mom. She's loud. She's fun. And when she finally got away from Pops, she ran off to live her damn life. And I don't blame her, but I do wish she'd taken me into account. My Pops wasn't really built for raising a kid. Definitely not built for raising her kid. It was tough. It's not like there's a shitload of distractions around here, so I had to escape however I could. I took an interest in camping, hiking, doing whatever I could just to get away from home. Al would come up here with me. We'd look out over the town together. And on clear nights, you could see the glow of the city on the horizon. That over there, that's our tree. We watched it grow, carved our names in it, all that mushy shit. This place This place is special. You've been here. You met him here? Huh. No, don't apologize. It's not your fault. I put a spell on him, you see. I know why he came here. Why he'd come back. Why he'd linger. And after tonight, you know too, don't you? He loves me. He hates it, and he's ran from it. But I could feel it. I could feel it when he grabbed me outside of the bar. He pulled me close, and behind the anger and the fear were all of those memories, all of those good times, all of the love he's been trying to forget. But I'm no fool, because I saw that same love for you the moment he burst through that door. I'd only seen that protective look on his face once before, like he was ready to kill for you. So I know how much you mean to him. If he really has been able to put all that shit behind him, and you were a part of that, I don't blame him. I don't blame him. But he kept Betty. Tell me, was she shiny? Polished? I bet she was. Betty ain't just some weapon related to a crime. It's a trophy. It's the last physical thing that connected Alphonse to me. And he cherishes it. I wonder if it eats at him, having you, but still having that little piece of me. Come on, don't look so wounded. Do you doubt him? Doubt his feelings? Because if after all of this time you've known him, whatever memories you've shared with him, all of the sweet moments and falling in love and whatever change you've brought about in his life, if all of that could be undone because of a goddamn knife, because of me, then you don't deserve him. Al doesn't feel anything halfway. If he loves you, then he loves you with his whole heart. I could accept that he's moved on, that he's living a good, clean life, that he's unfucked all the bullshit that we did and he's at peace. But what I couldn't accept is if he fell in love with someone so fickle that my presence would cause them to doubt him. There you go. Grit your teeth. Stand your ground. I like that. You know, I believed Al when he said I was lucky you didn't beat my ass. You've got spunk. Hell, you've got more than that. Maybe somewhere, a long time ago, little bits of me and little bits of you and little bits of him. Maybe we weren't strangers. Maybe things weren't so fucked up and messy. Because Jolene, I know you. Just like I know Alphonse. Just like he knows us. And that little piece of you that brought you here tonight, that feeling in your gut that told you to take this long walk home, you know me too. I don't know if you're a spiritual person. Hell, I'm not. But when you know, you know. What? You don't get me? Oh yeah, I don't either. You want me to spell it out for you? I can do that. If that's what you really want, sure. Listen. I'm only gonna say this once. You seem like a nice person. You have a gentle smile, eyes that shimmer, and a comforting aura just surrounding you. I love Alphonse. And there's a fucked up part of me that wants nothing more than to just destroy everything in the way of me getting back to him. To just tear it all up. Because how could he ever forget about me? How could he possibly leave me behind? Not one call. Not one fucking letter. He just ran away and let it all go. All of it. All of me. And now he's happy. He's happy. And I want to hate you for that. But you seem so good. Ugh. Is that what you wanted? You wanted to hear me give up? You wanted to hear me admit defeat? Were you so fucking insecure that you needed to see my pain to know you were safe? Well, there. You're safe, okay? Are you happy? Is that all? Is that all you want from me? Are we even now? Because after tomorrow, I'm out of here. And you can go back to your lives. One more question. You really do got some balls, don't you? Alright, just promise me this is it, and you'll go the hell home. I don't know how much more of this I can take. Oh, he really did spill his guts, huh? Don't ask me any questions you might not want to hear the answer to. You really want to know why I was attacked that night? You might not like what you hear, Jolene. Fine. Derek. He's the one Alphonse would have been telling you about. The boss. Used to date my mom. Got me hooked on bike gangs. The whole culture. I started working for him. And when I brought Alphonse to the city, Alphonse was my partner in crime. I have pretty thick skin, and I could adapt to that life. I could have rose through the ranks, and a few years down the line burned out and ended up an addict, or dead, or in prison. I was okay with that. It felt like a fitting path for me. Just an outcast with nowhere to be. But I wasn't an outcast. As much as I wanted to forget, I knew that there was one place that I belonged. So I went and swept Alphonse off of his feet and brought him back. The one person I ever felt at home with. So even as I slid further down that fucked up rabbit hole, I could still be that love-struck kid. I could still be me. The me I wanted to be. I had to live that lie for so damn long. I had to be this person I was disgusted with. But I got so good at believing my own lies that time just kept going and the stakes kept getting higher. And I'd introduced Alphonse to this world that I hated. I could let it change me. I could become a loathsome son of a bitch and be okay. But the moment I started to see how it was hurting Al, that's when I came up with a plan. Derek found out I had been shorting him money. I kept telling myself that I'd get us out of there, that we could run away all over again. I could be a mechanic, and Al could open up his own candy shop, and we'd live happily ever after. I just needed enough time to save enough money to make it work. Al wanted to go. I could see how distant he was becoming, but I kept begging and doing whatever I could to make him stay, even if it wasn't right. Then when his parents passed, I was so scared that him leaving meant leaving me for good. So we fought. So when he needed me most, I could only think about myself, about how obsessed I was with this idea of being his savior. How great it would feel to run away and be better and be happy. If he left, then what was it all for? And I get it. That logic is messed up. I've had years to think that over. You don't gotta tell me that. But Al, he was my hero. He was this beacon of hope, this portrait of what I could be, what we could be. And I smeared my shame all over him. I broke him. The last good part of myself was the heart that I gave him. And I made every excuse in the book to keep him around just a little longer so I could show him. So I could show him that there was a reason for all of this shit. That my goals never shifted away from a life with him. That those dreams we shared as kids, that it was still what I wanted. The path to get there was just fucked. And he left. He left. And that same day, Derek realized I was stealing his money. I knew he was coming to get what he was owed, and I had no more fight left in me. I'd lost myself. I'd lost Al. Why should I even bother trying? So I got shitty drunk. Derek rolled up and kicked my door in. And he beat the shit out of me. I don't remember much of anything, but I do remember Al standing there in the doorway. I looked at him, and I was so ashamed. I was so ashamed that I'd hurt him, that I'd got him caught up in all this shit that we did, that now my sweet little bubblegum prince had to get blood on his hands for me. I don't deserve that. I didn't deserve that. Al doesn't know anything about the money, and I want to keep it that way. Him thinking I'm just a bad apple makes it a lot easier for him, probably. And he's not wrong. He's not wrong about me. I'll never make an excuse for any of the shit I did. I did it because I wanted to. Because I needed to feel alive, like I had some agency. I don't want... I would rather be the only one left thinking, what if? Alright, okay. You need to go home now. Please. Oh God. If you've got another question for me, I'm gonna cry again. And it's gonna be real ugly. That's not a threat, it's a promise. Wait. What? Did you say something about cinnamon rolls? Oh, man. Oh. These cinnamon rolls smell good. With the coffee, too? And then is my favorite snack of all. What? No, not the toast. You! Though some buttered, perfectly toasted homemade bread. Oh, that is hard to beat. Whoa, hey, you still beat it. I'm just saying. Toast. Trust me, my appetite is far from spoiled. After last night, hell, I'm ready to stress eat every single one of these rolls. Yeah, sorry. I shouldn't bring all that up. This is our time. And my, extracurriculars got nothing to do with our little breakfast date. Right? Hold on. What's that face you're making? Normally you'd make, like, a lewd face when you drizzle the ooey gooey sauce all over the rolls. But this face is like you just ate a Sour Patch Kid. Did you get into my stash? No, nope, still there. You weren't upset with me needing space last night, were you? I just needed some room to breathe. You don't have anything to worry about. I knew that one day we'd have to have that talk. As much as I wanted to run away and pretend my whole life got a fresh new start when I came home, and then all over again when I met you, that's not really how life works. Betty? Yeah, she's with me. Why do you want to see it? It's just a knife. See? There. So what? Are you about to tell me that you're a knife player, or is there another reason you're acting funny? No, you know I'm not one to judge. Look, I don't know what your love life has been like before me. And I don't know what love really means to you. But I loved Seth. I loved him with my whole heart. And we went through some shit. We went through things me and you will never experience. The good and the bad. As much as I want to hate him, and hate what happened, and hate all of it, before it all went to shit, he was an influential and important part of my life. And you might not want to hear it, but if things hadn't been a mess, if things could have been different, I probably would still be with him. And if you think that's a hard pill to swallow, yeah, it is a really hard pill to swallow. But that's not how things played out. And I've accepted that. But a heart doesn't just forget. At least not mine. If you're scared that, I don't know, that like lingering feelings are going to screw up what we got, trust me. I know we haven't really been in any situations where you had to trust me. Shit, things have been downright peaceful. But if you're willing to trust me, you won't regret it. I let Seth come and steal me away once, and it was terrible. This time is nothing like that. You expecting someone? Oh, babe, you didn't. Well, hey there, friend. You really did make cinnamon rolls for me. Oh, you're here. Yeah, I'm here. Babe, did you not think that maybe, mentioning that we were gonna have a guest would have been a good idea? Just a little heads up. Hey, watch your tone when you're talking to my best friend. Your what? Well, as much as I'd like to piss you off, they are officially my one and only friend, and are best by default. But I said what I said, Pinky. Hey, hold on. Thanks for having me over. Sorry I'm late. I had some, business to take care of. Why are you letting him in? Talk. We talked yesterday and I said my piece. Well, I did need to get Betty from you. And you do have her just laying there. Were y'all in the middle of something? I can come back if you need some privacy. No. Just take it and go. What? No, don't do that. He doesn't need coffee. Oh, I definitely do need coffee. Black, please. Thank you. Oh, don't start with that mama raised me proper shit. Yes, sir, no, ma'am, and thank you, and please, and all that charming shit. That won't work on them. They like a more rough around the edges approach. Oh, right. You probably got them convinced you were the bad boy type. Right. Sweet little Alphonse. Go on. Tell me more about how my best friend here likes it. I'm curious. I fail to see how that's any of your business. And stop acting like you're pals. You don't know the first thing about them. I know that they think me and you need to have a talk. And the fact that I showed up late and you still don't have a clue that I was coming tells me that your beloved doesn't exactly feel like you're the most understanding and approachable guy. At least, not as much as your sorry, sanctimonious ass wants to believe he is. You really love stirring shit up, don't you? Quit putting words in their mouth. Fine. Tell him then, bestie. He can't read a damn room to save his life. Babe? Oh, this tea is delicious and tastes suspiciously like coffee. You went to go see him last night? Are you crazy? Seth is... You can't trust him. He could have done it. He could have told you anything. That's true. That's very true. See? It is true. But I told them the truth. My version of it, at least. A version you're too damn mad to hear. Not that I blame you. I don't, actually. But they wanted a complete picture. So I gave it to them. Don't worry. I spared them the, gory details. Most of them, at least. Get out. Get out or I'm leaving. Whoa, hey. Hold on, you don't gotta... You shut the hell up. I do have to. You are threatening the peace I had to fight for. And you have a whole lot of nerve questioning how trustworthy I am when you've lured me into a trap. If I wanted to talk, I would have done it on my own accord, on my own damn time. Al. Neither of you get to make decisions for me. I thought this was going to be a cute little escape from last night's shit show. And now, I find you go running off to talk to this asshole the moment I spill my guts to you? Wasn't it enough? You had to go to him, and then bring him here? Alphonse, stop. Stop, before you fuck this up. I'm sorry. I genuinely thought you knew. And if I had any idea this was going to feel more like a trap than a conversation, I wouldn't have come. When's the last time you ever had a genuine thought? Huh, Seth? You're mad. I get it. You're hurt. And that's my fault. But don't make an ass out of yourself on my account. Your boo here came to ask me what happened between us, and I told them. After I said what I had to say, they suggested I come over for cinnamon rolls and to say whatever I had left to say before taking Betty and going on my way. So I'm here. But I think maybe you need to say some shit to me because you're not ready to listen. You can say all the right things. You can act like you've learned and that you've grown. You can play pretend. That's fine. But I know you, Seth. And I know you, Alphonse. I'm gonna go. I gotta go. Hold on. Don't touch me. Do not touch me. I forgave my dad this morning. You know, he still has his morning coffee, half naked in the living room, sitting in that goddamn recliner. Idiot. He said you've been really happy since you came back. That you've grown into a fine young man, he said. And I told him that if he had opened his eyes, he would have seen that you were always fine and always good. Why are you telling me this? What do you hope to accomplish? Whoa, hey. Okay. Babe, relax. Yeah. I'm chilling. I'm good. See, look. You done went and pissed him off. I tried to warn... Yeah. Okay. No more antagonizing. You got it, boss. All right, I'll sit, but I don't gotta be happy about it. Well, if you think it's a good idea... As delicious as your buns are, I don't know if I've got much of an appetite right now. Whoa, hey, no need to rub it in my face. You two fuck. I got it. Congratulations on the sex. I didn't... For once, I didn't mean it like that. This is really weird and really uncomfortable. I'm not trying to stick around any longer than I have to. If I wanted to make your life hell, I would have come up with something way more devious than coming over for breakfast. I'm the one getting cucked over here. Come on, I'm kidding. It's a joke. A little jokey joke. I mean, not really. But using humor when I'm in the middle of a really fucked up situation is a coping mechanism of mine. Alphonse, if you'll dig the Laffy Taffy out of your ears for 2 seconds, hear me out. Seth, I don't want it. I don't want to hear some bullshit apology. I don't want to hear how things should have been different. I don't want none of that. Are you done? Yeah, I'm done. What I want to say is that I'm leaving. My old man offered me a job, a place to stay, hoping that maybe back home, here, it could give me the same fresh start that you got. But I know that I can't be here. Not right now. I've got to go live my life and prove that I can do it without any help. And without compromising the peace of the people I care about. I don't know where I'm going, but if one day you showed up and I was the one sitting around half naked drinking a cup of coffee, and you wanted to forgive me for all the fucked up things that I've done, I'd listen, and I'd be thankful. Hating you is really exhausting, you know that? Yeah, I know. I don't got a whole lot to say right now. That's okay. You won't get into any trouble, will you? Well, I can't make any promises, but stop! I'm not kidding. If I did get into trouble, they'd throw my ass right back behind bars. And I am taking this seriously. I want to go prove that I can just be me out there. A lot of who I was just based on who I needed to be for other people. So, so, I need the time alone to figure that out. But, if it's ever too hard, or whatever, anything like that, I think it would be okay if you, came back. As a safety net. Having to put up with you being around here would be better than knowing you were about to get in trouble or backslide or anything like that. Okay. I'll keep that in mind. Good. That's good. And, I have to unlearn how to love you. Yeah, yeah. Being here, seeing you two so happy, living a life that I wish I could have had. I hoped for nothing more than for you to be happy, but seeing it firsthand is, difficult. Knowing that you're this much better off without me, I wouldn't be able to grow. I'd just be bitter and sad and lonely. So I can't be here. I can't stay. Right, of course. You know I don't want that for you. I'm proud of you. Quit that. You should just shut up and try the cinnamon roll. All right. Okay. I'll try the cinnamon roll. Hey, I'm sorry about all that. Not just getting you involved, but for snapping at you. I wasn't expecting Seth, and the thought of you being alone with him was scary. And I mean, I can make a dozen excuses, but I just need you to know that I'm not upset with you. I'm actually pretty impressed. The whole thing with Seth could have been a disaster, you know? Not just for me, but for us. And for him. I was upset that you meddled, at first. I thought for a moment you were driven by doubt and mistrust. But you... you didn't just want to make sure that I was okay, but that he was okay too. And I know how scary it must have been. Someone from my past who I was so close with coming back and potentially threatening us. You and me. But instead of acting on doubt and fear, you just wanted me to be okay. And you wanted him to be okay too. Because even with all the bad, even with all the mess, Seth isn't his bad choices. He shouldn't be thrown away and written off. And I was ready to turn him away out of spite, out of anger, out of all that pain. But that wouldn't have let me grow. And it could have crushed any hope he had of getting past this. Yeah, I mean, of course I care about him. Of course. It was easier to try and hate him so I could just push down those feelings and forget. And I'll be honest, it's scary to face it. But I trust you. I trust you with me. With my heart. And I trust that whatever comes bubbling up out of my heart will be met with understanding and care. I'm just. I'm so thankful for that. So thankful for you. You've helped me heal and grow so much. You're wonderful. And I love you. I love you so much. There are no words for how much I adore you. And I just hope that in time, I'll be able to be there for you as you've been here for me. I mean, hey, don't get me wrong. I hope I never have to meet your shitty, potentially dangerous ex. What? What? No. You're kidding, right? Oh. Okay. Oh, thank God. You play too much. I've had enough with that kind of drama. But if I had to slice somebody up for you, I would. Don't get it twisted. But I'm okay with sticking to cutting up those thick-ass cinnamon rolls of yours, though. I thought Seth was gonna choke. He wouldn't say it, but he definitely isn't a cinnamon guy. One time, I snuck him a shot of Fireball, and he almost passed out. He likes, bitter stuff. Well, yeah, unless we're, talking about his taste in people. Oh, I ain't just talking about me. He was checking you out. I'm serious. I mean, after the whole thing, he looked at you, a bit warmer. Trust me. He don't give that look to just anybody. Though, I think you were the first person to cook for him since he got out. I mean, shit. If I was in his shoes, I'd want to holler at you too. And not to brag, but obviously he has pretty good taste if he's attracted to both of us, right? No, go on. It's okay. You can smile about it. I'm not going to get offended. I get it. No. You don't have to explain anything. You know, Seth is a cute guy. You can be flattered. Oh, you are fun to pick on. Seth must have been having fun too. You know, since you're best friends and stuff. Oh, me? Oh, I had a great time. Yeah, I love reliving my most traumatic experiences. It's great. It's a real thrill. Oh, I see. You thought it was hot seeing me get all protective and shit. Well, I'll be honest. Seth would, he'd kick my ass. But I know how to put on my big boy voice, and I don't mess around when it comes to my boo. I thought he was up to some shit, potentially dangerous, and, you getting put into that sort of situation because of my past and my bullshit? That's scary. I didn't want you... That life, everything about it, I'm glad that it's in my past. And I want it to stay there. And the thought of you getting dragged into it really shook me. I like our life. I like our peaceful little thing we got going. You like it too, right? Our whole thing. Me and you. Us. No, I'm not doubting anything. I just, I'm just really happy to have you and to know that you care. Again, I'm sorry about snapping at you. I'm really good at running away from my problems, both physically and emotionally. So when I felt cornered, it just, I didn't know what your intentions were. And obviously, I should have known, because you've been nothing but great. But, I mean, shit. With Seth coming back, reliving a lot of those memories, I used to have to stay on my guard, I guess you could say. We were involved in some shit. And trust wasn't something that came really easy. And, I guess maybe I'm just trying to find a silver lining, but this felt good for us. Like, you needed to know about my past, and you needed to know about Seth. Because no matter how you cut it, he's a really important building block to me. And my past. Yeah, I'm okay. You don't see me any different, do you? Like, you don't even know the things. Yeah, I know I don't have to talk about it. I know. Thank you for understanding me. Maybe I'll tell you more sometime when I'm ready. It's not a secret. It's just sad. But it's also in the past. And now, I'm excited about the future. Hey, hold on now. I'm excited about the present, too. Right now. Here with you. I mean, I know we just cleaned up, but what do you think about making another mess? I think it'll be alright. We can clean up after ourselves. Hey, look. All this emotional turmoil's got me kind of pent up, What about you?